So, let's see here. Okay. Can you factor this one? Let's see here. How about x squared minus 3x minus 10? Can you factor that? We didn't learn how to do this?
We did. But you can't factor it. They all don't have X's.
Okay, so there's no greatest common factor, right?
Yeah.
Did I teach you how to factor it with the two sets of parentheses?
Yes.
Can we do that?
Yeah, it gotta multiply to 10 and add to -3.
Good. Multiply to -10, but add to -3. Okay, so first thing we look for when we're factoring is the greatest common factor. And when we look at this, there is no greatest common factor. You can't take anything out. There's no number that goes into 3 and 10 other than 1. And since the 10 doesn't have an x, I can't take an x out, right? So we're going to factor it just by breaking it into its two parentheses, all right? I'm going to go through this nice and slowly. I need two numbers that multiply to equal -10. So the way you can do it, after a while, you'll just start to see it and you won't have to go through this work, okay? So the way we're going to do it, we start with 1 and 10. Since it's a -10, one of these has to be negative, okay? Now, when I add them, they have to add up to -3. Well, these don't add up to -3, so that didn't work. So the next thing I'm going to try is 2. Does 2 go into 10? Yeah, it goes into 10 5 times. One of them has to be negative. Can I add these in any way to get a -3? Yeah, the -5 and +2. So there we go. -5, +2, and it's factored. If I put the x plus 2 first, no, it does not matter. Okay, let's try another one. Let's try 3n to the third minus 15n squared minus 42n. Always look for the greatest common factor first. Can I take anything out of all three of these numbers? You take a 3 out. Anything else?
Oh, N.
N. I can take an n out. Okay, now when I take 3 out of 3, I get 1. If I take n out of n to the third, what do I get?
N squared.
N squared. Minus. If I take 3 out of 15, we get, and then n out of n squared leaves me with n. Minus 14. Okay. So we're not finished. We did the first step. We got the greatest common factor. The next step is to factor what's inside that parenthesis. So we're going to do this part right here. So we make two sets of parentheses. We put n in each one. And we check our numbers again. Factoring the 14, I get 1 and 14. One of them has to be negative. Can I add those to get a -5? No. So then we do 2. 2 and 7. Can I add either one of those to get a -5? Yes. +2, -7. Okay. Questions? Okay, let's have you do one yourself. Let's do 2a squared. Let me see. I have to make one up here. Plus 26a plus 72. See if you can do that one yourself. Okay, let's do it together. Is there a greatest common factor? 2. Yeah, let's take a 2 out. And Riley, when I take a 2 out, what am I left with?
Oh, 13a plus 36.
Good. Okay, everybody okay with that?
How do you get that? 36.
72 divided by 2 is 36. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and make our parentheses. And we're going to put A in each parenthesis. Now we need to factor the 36 so that it multiplies to equal 36 but adds up to 13. So 1 and 36, that's not going to work. 2 and 18, that adds up to 20, so that doesn't work. 3 and 12, that adds up to 15, so no. 4 and 9, that adds up to 13, so we get A plus 4, A plus 9. Right? Okay, I have a worksheet for you that's due this period. When you finish the worksheet, you're going to do a Delta Math assignment. We're going to have a quiz Friday, no homework quiz, a regular quiz Friday. Okay? So, questions for me before I give you your worksheet. List your factors like this. Don't just stare at it and try to think of it. After a while, you'll get better at it. And those of you that are better with your math facts, like you know your multiplication tables better, you're going to be quicker, okay? But if you're not, list them out just like we've been doing here, okay? And then you can see which ones work. Okay.